iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in, race fans, here to the Nashville Fairgrounds, one of the most historic tracks in the United States of America. Short track racing action grew its legs here and, well, towards the mid-'80s, outgrew the NASCAR ranks. Short track ranks, though, all around the country come here to the Nashville Fairgrounds, and yes, even the World of Outlaws have made a stop here at the historic Nashville Fairgrounds. That's, of course, when they put dirt on the fairgrounds. Here tonight, though, we will not be putting no dirt down on the Fairgrounds Speedway. We will hope to see only marbles off the tires being thrown around here up to the outside wall as drivers race very hard here tonight. My name is Roger Muth. I'm the host here this evening at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Turn 3 Racing Network. And alongside me is my trusty co-host, Al Smith. Al, welcome to the Nashville Fairgrounds. And short track racing on a Sunday evening, well, there's nothing better than short track racing.
There definitely is not, Roger, and these guys are going to put on a good show here tonight. I wouldn't say good. I would say a great show as they get ready to do some battle at the famed Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And this track is going to provide some double wide action all night long. Really, very, very excited to be here in the great state of Tennessee.
As we bring you in live here into our studios, Al, like I said, it's great to be here. The Fairgrounds, short track racing, you said it, I said it. There is nothing like this anywhere else in the country. And of course, tonight, something big is on the line here. This isn't just a, hey, how you doing? Here's a spot, take a spot. We're racing for a little bit of money on the line yet.
Yeah, these drivers were just told during the drivers' meeting that 40 cold hard cash dollars will be going to the winner here tonight, paying the top 5. So these drivers have a little bit of extra incentive to maybe use that bump and run, maybe be a little bit patiently aggressive, as they would say, around the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, but it's going to be a little bit more of an incentive. These guys are going to put on one whale of a show for us. I'm really excited. Love the super late models. Again, this is a brand new car to most of us, just coming out, what was about a month ago now, 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's really brand new. And you think back to it, Nashville Fairgrounds, yes, the real world side of things, the Nashville Fairgrounds has been around all the way back to, I think they broke ground back in like 1904. Al, you were just born back in 1904, but I mean, this track is still semi-new to iRacing. It came out 1 season ago, and the super late model is a all brand new badge super late model. We were talking about it here in the pre-race, Al, about how great this car looks. Paint schemes throughout this field here tonight are going to be some of the best looking cars on the iRacing.com sim that you're going to find. And of course, you know, the cars look great. The drivers are great. The lights are coming on here all around the speedway. So the racing action is going to be hot and heavy here tonight. Drivers, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on here as they are in their qualifying session right now. But drivers like Brandon Hughes, Curtis Critchley is out here tonight, and Mike Hastings is here. Eric Holly, one of those drivers that you're going to see probably run about the mid-pack, and then towards the end of the race, he's really going to start to push the issue as he's very good at saving his equipment here. Al, I don't know if you're ready, but I know I'm sure ready down here. Are you ready to bring some short track racing action?
Absolutely. Some full-fendered frenzy on a Sunday night. Nothing better than a weekend nightcap here with the Big Ten Super Series, Roger. And it's going to be a great night of racing. I'm excited. We'll catch you in a few moments. We are just seconds away from tonight's main event.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back here, race fans, just in time as we're getting ready to line the super late models up. 13 drivers have made it to the starting lineup, and this is your starting lineup here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Nashville 150 presented by RS Button Boxes. Starting on the front row, driving the number 27, this will be Curtis Critchley. To his outside, driving the 111 machine, this is Brandon Hughes. Starting in the third position, driving the number 4, this will be Grant Thomas. Starting just alongside him, this will be Hayden Cobb, and the number looks like he's being scored to us as the 1112 entry. Mario Ercolani, I'll butcher that one alongside you here tonight, Al. In the number 41, he'll roll off 5th tonight. Hasty will go in the 7 car, starting 6th. Starting 7th will be Michael Steffen in the number 11. Tyler Trudek will start the 37 in the 8th position. Jeremy Little drives the 55 here tonight for the Triple L Motorsports. He'll start 9th. Eric Holly of the Gateway Motorsports stable will start 10th. That'll be Tyler Watts driving the car number 30 in the 11th spot. Stephen Holmes will start 12th with Jeff Pogo rounding out the 13-car field here tonight. He'll have to come from 13th to the front if he wants to win 40 smackaroonies here at the end of this one. Al, the cars are on the track. We're getting ready. Next time by, well, this time by, we're actually going to drop the green flag.
This time by the pace car. Down off there, it'll be in Critchley and Hughes. His hands off of turn number 4 into the restart zone, and we are underway with tonight's 150 lap main event. Critchley with a nice start, and at number 27, he'll jump out in front of Hughes. Hughes with a little bit of electrical issues there, right in front of that Mopar number 4 of Thomas. They head into turn 3 for the first time.
First side-by-side battle, though, you're going to have to come all the way back here to the 6th position right now, and it's going to be very quickly handed back off as the 41 of Mario takes that position. So he'll roll around the speedway running into the 6th spot. He has dropped one spot on lap number 1. One of them up into the wall. Thomas Grant going to stack him up on the back straightaway. 1, 2, 3 cars involved. Eric Holly on his lid. Thomas Grant is on his lid along with Stephen Holmes also in the the zombie machine back there. He is wrapped up in this one also. That's not the way you want to start this one.
I was going to say that zombie got a little bit tickled right there.
That is the Tickle Zombie entry, but it all started with Thomas Grant getting out of shape. Let's take it back on the replay here. Watch that Mopar number 4. That's a trouble spot here at Nashville, and he rides the wall and bounces off Mario's number 41, and Eric Holly just absolutely nowhere to go with his 8 machine. There you see the 4 of Thomas wrapped up in this one. Take a look here, right on board with our Karma Salon and Day Spa with Eric Holly. There was just no avoiding that for Eric Holly with nowhere to go, and of course, Stephen Holmes also having nowhere to go.
Yeah, and the Grant Thomas did everything in his power, locked the car down, and that's what everybody could really ask for. Is he's down on pit road after getting the quick tow into the pit, so we'll see if they can get that Mopar number 4 fixed back up. They got a lot of time left here in tonight's feature event, but not the way you want to start it out here tonight. Just on lap number 2, and I can tell you right now, turn 2 and turn 4 are very tricky in these super late models. A lot of power underneath these race cars, and they'll break those Hoosier racing tires loose as they come off the corner. But tough break there as we are back live in here. Roger is the pace car still with the lights on around there. It's a interesting start here. I was just getting ready to ask you, to 150 laps of action. Not sure if they have tires in the pits. I did not see that in my notes, so got to fire the stat guys down on pit road. But if they don't have tires in the pits, it's a long ways to go. How hard do you push it in these opening laps?
Well, I do see in the notes here, Al, Jerry, the stat guy here tonight, did at least pass us along this tidbit of information. There are no quick repairs. So the drivers like Grant and Hotley and Holmes that were just involved in that, and maybe Mario, if we can get a closer up look from our camera crew here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds, if we can get just a little glimpse of that number. I believe he's driving the number 9 here. Or sorry, that's the 41 of Mario tonight. See if he actually has any damage. But there are no fast repairs. So that right now, Grant Thomas, way behind the 8 ball. Eric Holly, he's going to be behind the 8 ball. We saw him wind up on his lid, and he's going to have the nose damage. I also see, is it Hasty in the number 7, I believe? He has some damage too, but the pace car is down as the lights are off, and Critchley will bring us back here. Tires, though, Al, by the end of this one, will be screaming here at the fairgrounds. Green flag back up into the air after a first caution flag of the evening. Back to racing.
Down to the turn number 1 they go, and it'll be the 112 of Critchley holding on to that race lead as they work down the backstretch. A little bit of a tussle for your number 2 spot behind Hughes is Devin Cobb there in that number 112, trying to take a peek to the inside. He's got some pressure by the 7 of Hasty, and they'll keep it in line. Single toe, 1 car stepping up. That's the 32 of Shattuck. Shattuck working the outside around Earl Colini off of turn number 2. He'll take that 5th spot down the backstretch.
So positions exchanging hands here, virtual of that outside lane as Mario just is down to the bottom side. Oh, one of them into the outside wall. Michael in his entry up there hard into the outside wall out of turn number 4. Scraped it going down the front straightaway. He's going to be able to hang onto the car, but he's going to lose a lot of spots. Here comes Jeff Pogo. There goes Jeremy Little down to the inside. Will Jeff Pogo be able to also work the inside of the speedway here? 9 laps in the books here out of the 150 scheduled here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series, presented by RS Button Boxes right here from the Nashville Fairgrounds. One driver coming back out off pit road. That's the very wounded number 8 of Eric Holly in the gear wrench entry. And, well, his car looks like he's just going to creep it around the bottom side. He will go back down to pit road now with his number 8.
Things starting to tighten up on the front of this one. The old 111 of Brandon Hughes starting to close in on the backside of Critchley's number 27. Now Critchley will open up that gap to just about a half a second as they work off of turn number 4. Is we got a good battle brewing up here. The top 3 cars evenly separated by about 4 or 5 car lengths each. Then the battle back here for 4th. Here comes the 37 of Shattuck. Shattuck in now Marconi Shops number 37 takes a bit to the inside. He'll take that 4th spot away. He's your biggest mover of the race so far, up 4 spots as he's cracked it inside the top 4.
Yeah, so right now he is the biggest mover and shaker through the field here. The first 12 laps of competition action side by side is still going to be that number 24 on the timing and scoring. For all you race fans following along just by looking at the car numbers here tonight. That's the 24, Jeff Pogo. He just picked up his 5th position. So you talk about movers and shakers. Jeff Pogo just said, here, hold the stick, and I'll go ahead and pick up that 8th spot from Jeremy Little. So the RS Button Box number 55 of Jeremy Little will fall back to running in that 9th position. Just behind him, we're driving the car number 9 here tonight. This is the 10th position. This is Stephen Holmes out of Carolina. He has that damage on the right front of that Ford Mustang. Al, damage on that number 9. How much damage is that, and will he be able to hold on to that one?
In these super late models, it is a very tough, with that right now, not really affecting them that much being back in the draft at Nashville. As fast as they are around this racetrack, it'll come into play if he gets out in front with some fresh air on that front end. Definitely hampering his corner speed right now with a little bit of loss of downforce on that right front corner, but he's taking a bit to the inside of that 55 of Little. Couldn't quite do anything that time off of turn number 4.
Mario in his 41 looks like he has dropped back here a little bit. His entry is not up to par, as there looks like he's actually was into the outside wall, I'm being told. So that number 41 of Mario's dropped back to position number 10. As there you see Tyler Watts in the number 30 entry just behind him. Steve Holmes just ahead of him. Up front, though, it is all the 27 of Curtis Critchley. He is out front here by 1 second over Brandon Hughes. And when you talk about Brandon Hughes and being able to say you have a 1 second lead, Al, we're very familiar with Brandon Hughes. And he's one of those short track drivers from the Midwest. You just don't want to go up mano-y-mano with him, because usually 9 times out of 10, he winds up being on top of the pile.
Yeah, crafty veteran in that 111 right now. Got to be wondering, if you're the 27, do you maybe back it back a little bit where you just close, you want to have that gap, but does that gap mean you're pushing it a little bit too hard? Right now, working one lap number 20. This time, but it'll be 130 laps to go as they ride on board with the Ryco Esports entry, or the onboard cameras. They look back at the number 111 of Hughes. So right now the question is, are you pushing it too hard? You got a long ways to go, or is that good? Now the gap down about a tenth, 1.2 seconds now, but separating your top 2. Good battle starting to shape up for your 3rd spot. Shattuck has caught the number 7 of Hatsty. Can he get by him as they enter turn number 1?
Hayden driving that 112 entry there, that green number 112. So Shattuck right now trying to work underneath him. He's running a little bit lower with his Magoni setup shop number 37. He'll pull side by side out of turn 4, but not going to quite actually get the run down the straightaway. He'll just go back in line and follow around for right now. These 2 Chevrolets right now on lap number 23 are sitting 3rd and 4th right behind them. Hasty's back there running in that 7 car, running in the 5th position. Stefan back there running car number 11. He is sitting in the 6th position right now. Everybody has started to spread themselves out. Jeremy Little is under pressure, though. Stephen Holmes is right behind him in his zombie entry. Stephen Holmes, of course, picking up 3 spots and still having that damage on the right front. And Al, going back to Stephen Holmes, the damage on that 9 machine. If a yellow were to come out, do you take the track position loss and come to pit road to get some of it worked on?
Sitting right now where he's 9th out of the 11 cars on pit or on the lead lap currently, I would say yes. You want to come maybe the crew can come over the wall and, you know, pull out that right front, maybe slap a little bit of that Bondo on that right front and get that, you know, the car to be a little bit more friendly right now. Right now, maybe a little bit of damage. This yellow flag is coming out.
Caution's out. Hayden Cobb in the 112 machine has gone around out of turn number 4 on the front straightaway. He was sitting sideways, and we'll have to wait for our truck to catch that one, but he was sitting inside the top 5 at the time of his spin, and we know that turn 2 is tricky coming out. We know that turn 4 is very tricky coming out. It's kind of a loose, snap tight kind of issue going on here tonight for these drivers, so let's go ahead and watch it back and see what happened to Hayden in his number 112 entry. There's a 37 of Shattuck down to the inside. Well, it looks like he just tries to get back to the gas, and he was already starting to go sideways by the time the 37 got there, and around goes Hayden into the inside wall. I don't think that's going to be a lot of damage for him. Watch it from our blimp coverage here tonight, brought to us by our friends over at RS Button Boxes. There you see it was already sideways in his green car, and unfortunately, his Harbor Freight entry is going to need some of those Harbor Freight tools to put it back together.
Definitely, and a tough break there, a little bit of right front damage. My question is how is there damage to the Makoni setup shops number 37? As you see the number 8 of Eric Holly getting the wave around, so he'll get one of those laps back. So Eric Holly now well, he's done quite a bit after fixing those cars, but you never know. You never say quit in these races. You never know what's going to happen a little bit later on. Looks like maybe a little bit of right front damage on that number 37 after that contact, and I wonder if that is going to hamper his forward progress here tonight. Up 5 spots though, Roger, but the big mover is the number 4 of Jeff Pogo, up 7 positions so far in these early laps.
Yeah, the Missouri driver really likes to play home when he's driving the Cup car, the Xfinity car, and now dabbling into the short track ranks of things here on the iRacing.com platform. He's one of those drivers that also, he'll run towards, middle to the front and at the end after saving his equipment all night long. And Al, I don't know if you've ever got the privilege to race with Jeff Pogo, but really, he's one of those drivers that will save those tires all night long. And then when a late caution comes out and he's got those tires, he will utilize them at the most opportune time that he can. And, well, right now he's up 7 spots. That's the biggest mover, and we'll see if he can continue that charge through the field with that SRT number 24. It's the 4 car for all you race fans that are looking at the Jeff Pogo entry. It's on the timing and scoring, though, here tonight, registered as car number 24. So I guess, Al, if you call it the 4 or the 24, I guess regardless, you're right.
So you're telling me that I can be right even when I'm wrong?
You're right.
Hey, I like that. It's like being a weatherman.
Well, I hope everybody around the country right now is safe with the weather that's going on. Of course, I know down in the Virginia area and the southern Pennsylvania and about the west area of Pennsylvania is getting hammered by storms right now. So we wish all those friends and families that are tuning in from out there, we wish they're all safe and well. And right now, tonight, these drivers, well, they're putting on one whale of a show. What do you say? So we got to thank all you race fans that are tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether you're watching us live via our YouTube feed or watching live over on Facebook.com. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to watch some of the great racing action we have here with the Big Ten Super Series presented tonight by RS Button Boxes. Make sure to check them out over on Facebook.com as we're getting ready, geared up to go back green flag racing. It'll be Critchley and Hughes on the front row here when they take the green flag. 31 laps will be completed. Green flag back into the air here tonight at Nashville.
And a great restart. Critchley going to jump on that loud pedal first, and he'll bring the 37 of Shattuck with him. The 111 of Hughes will maybe spun the tires there. He'll fall back to that 3rd spot. But right now, the 27C of Critchley out on the front of this one, but he's got a very fast 37 of Shattuck closing in on him here on lap number 32, working lap 33. Then it's Hasty and Michael Stephan in that car number 669 on the racetrack there. Maybe 11 on your timing and scoring, but he runs there in your 5th spot. Then Pogo in 6th. Eric Coloni going to take a look to the inside a little. That time off of turn number 4. Couldn't quite do anything with him. He'll tuck it back and lie as they come through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Mario dropping back to that 10th position as slow as he has been running here tonight. Now he's worked his way back to running 8th. maybe he has the short run speed in his number 41 entry, looking to work back towards the front of the field. Sideways, one of them into the outside fence coming off of turn number 4. That was the Sim pit entry. That is Tyler Watts driving that number 30 here tonight, and he was into the outside wall, and he kept it going. Right behind him, though, Hayden still out there rolling around the speedway. He did not come to pit road to get any of that damage or the fenders cleared on his number 112 entry. Eric Holly, there you see him. Holly is running in the 12th position. He is currently sitting 12 laps off the race pace, but anything could happen here tonight. Critchley still leading, as it is 36 laps completed this time, and the 27C has led all of them.
Yeah, he's looked good since the green flag has dropped, and we had a great restart. That 37, and Shattuck able to stay in tow with him. 0.3 of a second now separating your top two as they head into turn number 3 and 4, Roger. And that is about 1.5 car lengths, which isn't a lot here at the Nashville Fairground Speedway. These drivers clicking off some very fast laps. Last time by was an 18.96. Already starting to see a little bit of tire fall off. Their best lap of the race was an 18.6. So 0.3 of a second fall off so far on these tires, not even close to being at that halfway point.
Yeah, one car was sideways that time out of turn number 2. It was the Ford Mustang number 41. Mario's able to hang on to it, but he's going to lose all that track position that he was starting to gain back. Remember, he was battling with the 55 of Jeremy Little for that 7th position. Mario right now running 11th on the timing and scoring charts. He did hang on to it, so at least his Mustang will live to turn another lap here, but he's going to have a lot of ground to make up just if he even wants to go back up and get inside the top 10. Tyler Watts is out in front of him, and that's almost, it's almost a second difference there. You can see that Mario that time exiting off of turn number 2 very low onto the speedway. Al, when you take a slide like that, how long does it take you to get the marbles back and the groove back to running?
It takes about 1.5 laps to get the tires cool, cleaned off if you got up in the marbles. But I'm noticing a lot of front end damage to that Ford Mustang. So gotta wonder, is the 41 down on the power, or is he gonna have a little bit of overheating issues in that Ford Mustang as he's starting to close back in on the 30 of Watts, that time a little bit out of shape off of turn number 4 with that number 41 automobile as they work down the back stretch with that Rejuvenate here in that number 41. So Earl Collini not having the night that he wanted, but it is quite early yet, almost into the 1/3 mark as we are closing in on lap number 50. But gotta wonder if that front end damage is going to cause some long-term damage to that number 41.
Closest cars to each other on the speedway, they run 4th, 5th, 6th on the speedway. That's Hasty, Stefan, and Pogo right now. They're all running just kind of nose to tail. Looks like Pogo started to lose a little bit that time down the front straightaway. See if he can gain it all back this time by a little sparks off that number 24 entry. Driver out of Missouri. Critchley still leading here, though, race fans. Does anybody have anything for the driver of that 27? That McConey setup shop is out front of, well, I guess you want to call that a team car, Al. That's the other McConey setup shop entry of Shattuck right now, shadowing him as they're, well, call it 3.5 car lengths separating themselves, and they got a nice buffer back here. 2-second gap back to Hughes before Hasty's right there, and Michael Stephan rounds out the top 5 drivers here after 45 laps of competition here in the Nashville Fairgrounds. And, well, it's been a good one, Al. What's your takeaways here for the first quarter of this one?
I'm interested to see Critchley and Shattuck out in the front of this one, running some very fast competitive lap times still right now. Curious to see how their tires will hold up. If this stays green, maybe having that 3-second gap will play into their favor. But I wonder if they're pushing their tires a little bit too hard. And it's been interesting to see how these drivers are able to manhandle these race cars around the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Roger. As we all know, a lot of horsepower underneath the hood. But we have our 3rd yellow flag of the evening coming out here on lap number 48.
I think this one might be for the 112. Hayden Cobb may have had a little bit of an issue there as he was sideways off of turn number 2, I think. We'll have to wait for the truck to see if they can confirm that that was who it is. Eric Holly will get the lucky dog here, though. His 8 car, he'll get waved around the speedway here. He will become now just 11 laps down. So we'll see what happens here. Let's take a look back here, though, and see what happened. This might actually involve the 55 of Jeremy Little. There goes the 9, and the 55 around and backs it right into the fence, and he grabs another gear and keeps going, but he did bring out the caution flag. The iRacing official said here tonight, put the caution flag out. Car was around into the outside wall. There might be debris down there, so the RS button box, Big Ten Super Series number 55, got a little help there. Let's see if we can go back here. As there was a battle, I think Stephen Holmes was also right there in the battle. Watch these 3 cars. Holmes is going to go to the inside in his number 9, and right there, the 112. It's right into that left rear quarter panel, and now it looks like both those cars were going into the corner, and they were sliding a little bit. Unfortunately, it looks like Hayden slid just a little too far into the side of that 55.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wash up there. The inside line here at Nashville, especially in 1 and 2, very bumpy, so it's easy to lose the front end of these super late models. And well, that's a little bit of a contact there, and the 55 went around square in the outside, so you got to wonder if there's any rear end damage to that RS button box number 55 of Jeffrey Little here. But the car looks pretty clean to me, Roger. I think he'll be okay. I don't see where it's really harded up. Maybe push that rear spoiler up a little bit, so that might hurt him down these very long straightaways here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. You know, just a little bit over a half mile in length here.
You almost called it the Nashville Super Speedway, Al. We were talking about how excited we are that the Nashville Super Speedway is back onto the NASCAR schedule, but that's not where we are here tonight. We talked about that. We knew you were going to do it at least one time. I guess to get it out of the way here is better than wait until the end.
I'll put the nickel in the jug.
Well, right now, the 55 of Jeremy Little is being scored back into the 10th position. It looks like he will stay out here on the racetrack, so he won't go to pit road. And let's take a look here. This is your leader, though. Critchley is still out front here. He has not pitted here tonight, along with everybody else. The only driver that has come down pit road, and that was back on lap number 27, that was Stephen Holmes. And Holmes just picked up his 5th position, and actually his 4th and 5th position as he got around Jeremy Little and Hayden Cobb. So right now, Stephen Holmes is running into that 7th position. One of those drivers there out of the Gateway Motorsports stable here on the iRacing.com platform. So he'll restart 7th, seeing if he can pick his way past his teammate there of Jeff Pogo driving the number 24, as it looks like the pace car lights are off. We'll go back racing next time by.
Yeah, Critchley going to choose the inside lane over to 37 of Shattuck here. On these older tires, I like the outside lane here, so we'll see if Shattuck's going to have anything for him, or if they will, well, play nicely here. Only working just lap 53 this time off turn number 4. Green flag back up, and they are both hard on the loud pedal, and it'll be Critchley going to get a nice launch. He'll hold on to your race lead. Shattuck will close back inside. There is one car. We'll have the Hasty gotten around Brandon Hughes, so Hughes back to that 4th position so far, as now he's got the number 4 of Pogo breathing down his neck.
Go on board here with our Karma Salon and Day Spa onboard footage here with Jeff Pogo, who runs there in the 5th position, and it's the little train that could for Jeff Pogo right now. He's trying to work his way around that 111 entry. Just look how bumpy the Nashville Fairgrounds is here. Just the cars up and down. It's like riding one big wave down into the corners, and they tell me it's one of those, well, it's a great feeling. It's like riding in a wave pool. It's just so exciting. You never know what's going to happen. As here comes the number 11. Stefan looking to the inside there with Jeff Pogo that time out of turn number 2. Pogo's trying to use the outside lane here to his advantage and keep the momentum built up in that number 4. And it's going to lose a little more ground that time out of turn 4. The outside just doesn't seem to be the place right now, as here comes that number 11.
Yeah, the 11, Stefan is going to work to the inside. They'll go door to door in the turn 1. The 4 scraping the paint off the right side on that concrete barrier down the backstretch. He'll have to give that 4th spot to Hughes, or the 5th spot to Stefan, and Pogo will get moved back to that 6th position. Holmes in that Tickle Zombie number 9 automobile, closing in on this battle. Took a little bit for him to figure out how to drive that car with the damage on the right front. He's steadily moving towards the front of this race.
So right now, Holmes running in that 7th position. Hasty, though, has taken that third spot. He has not been able to run away, though, from Brandon Hughes, but of course your front two also are running nose to tail, and, well, that's pretty much the same song and dance that it's been. Remember, though, that that front end of that number 37 has a little bit of damage on it from one of those first caution flags here tonight. That's why you see that yellow splitter a little bit right smack dab center of that splitter is lifted up just a little bit here tonight. We will see on the long run if that really plays havoc here with that 37 machine, as the 27 of Critchley still out front. Hughes looking to the outside a little bit, trying to get a run down the back straightaway. Not going to be able to do anything with it. Didn't quite get the run through the center of corner number 2 there, so he'll just fall back in line. He will still follow the number 7 of Hasty.
Everybody pretty much single file back here. Jeffrey Little has gotten back around the 30 of Tyler Watts, and he's starting to close, trying to stretch his legs to catch up to Davin Cobb in car number 112 as they work in the turn number 3. The sim pit number 30 rides there in the 10th spot. And you got Earl Coloni and the number 8 of Holly still out on the racetrack. Holly able to get one of those laps back on that last yellow flag. He just needs 11 more and he'll be right back in this.
Hey, at one point he was sitting 13 laps down, Al, so anything
Absolutely.
is possible. You just got to keep going. You can't just throw the towel in. You know, the car has a lot of damage, but he's still out here, so he can get that Attaboy award at the end of the night here. You never know. He did pick up one spot there as Grant Thomas. Remember, he was involved in that. At the time of the incident, Eric Holly was scored behind that 4 car, and then Holly came out and turned 1 lap before returning to pit road to get more damage fixed on his number 8, and that scored him 1 position up. Remember, there's money on the line here tonight. It's 100% pay back into the drivers that have showed up here to Nashville. So Eric Holly, that's 1 spot. That's a couple more dollars into the old iRacing sim rig. And Al, you and I both know how expensive iRacing can get, especially with all the sim rigs and button boxes and, well, everything.
Yeah, it definitely can be. What I tell everybody, Roger, is you get what you put into it. So if you want to just come out and have fun, you can do that relatively cheap. If not, you can go a little bit more and then, get up to your status with a motion rig and 5-point harness and all that stuff when you do climb behind the wheel of a race car. You're crazy, man. But right now, Critchley's starting to stretch it out almost a half a second over to 37 of Shattuck. Hughes 3 seconds behind this battle for your race lead as he's got the number 7 of Hasty starting to close in on him, and he is being hounded by that number 11 of Stefan. Stefan trying to get underneath the number 7 as they work off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Couldn't quite do it that time. Both of them scraping the outside wall as they try to get that entry. You see a little bit different line off of turn number 4. The 7 of Hasty keeping up on the outside, about a half a car higher than the number 11 of Stefan, and it seems to be working so far. My question is that going to wear out those tires a little bit faster as you're not in the preferred groove as they run through turns 3 and 4? Once again, working, closing in 5 laps away from the halfway point here tonight.
Al, you must have had to take your shoes off to tell us 5 laps before halfway, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I only have 3 fingers because of the firework incident, so I had to unlace the belt, or the boots.
It looks like one of them has gone around here, and that's the sim pit number 30 of Tyler Watts, as he is stuck to the inside here. No caution flag has been thrown yet, and now it looks like the caution lights are going to come on as the 30 of Watts has tangled himself up to the inside barrier out of turn number 2. It'll be the 4th caution flag here just before the halfway point home tonight. And well, let's take a look back here on the old replay from the truck and see what happened to the number 30 sim pit entry. He was running back here behind the 55 of Jeremy Little. That was position number 10, and somebody just pulled the string out from underneath him there, and that car went dead left, hooked off the corner. It was tight, it looked out, and then all of a sudden it snapped.
Yeah, he just got up off the corner and floated out towards the wall. And I can tell you from experience that is very easy to do, and it's very unpredictable. Like you've done that, say, lap after lap, and then all of a sudden goes right rear on that Hoosier, finds the banana peel, and well, the sim pit number 30 gets the tow into the I almost said victory lane there, but unfortunately it was into the pit box for some repairs.
Couple drivers are taking this opportunity, though, to come to pit road. It's Critchley, it's Cobb, it's Hastings, It's Chaddock, Little, Holmes, Pogo, and Watts all down on pit road. A couple drivers do stay out here. So, well, there's your stat there. They do have tires tonight.
They do. Jeff, we got to really talk to this Jeffrey character down there. He doesn't get us the notes that we properly need, Roger.
Well, he's new, Al. Remember when you were new, you couldn't even find your way into the booth. You kind of sat down in the lobby there and just kind of looked around like, am somebody coming to get me?
Well, yeah, but you sent me for that bucket of steam, and then I couldn't, deliver that because every time I got the bucket of steam, it turned into water. So, and then you just had me going in circles on that one.
Well, then it's a good thing we're not at the Martinsville Speedway tonight, because I would have sent you for a couple of those hot dogs. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic that's all around the world, I don't know if you caught that. The hot dog stand was closed on the infield this weekend.
It was, unfortunately.
So that's bad. But hey, you know what's another good thing about this caution flag? Guess we got another lap back.
That's right, Mr. Holly did. Eric Holly going to be down 10 laps now. Watts still on the pits, getting that number 30 picked up as we see the gear wrench number 8 getting some right side Hoosiers bolted onto that. The crew going to work around to the left side. Might as well bolt those on. There's a 30. Now we'll pull away. So Watts now 4 laps down to your race leaders. Hughes, Stefan, Ercoloni are your 3 cars that stayed out. Everybody else has pitted here on lap 72. And they got some 4 Mr. Feelgoods.
As much as Eric Holly loved to see that caution flag, because he did get another one of his laps back, though, now with Tyler Watts being 4 laps down, Tyler Watts, if another caution flag were to come out and Watts was not involved in that crash or incident at all, Holly would not get that next lap back. So unfortunately, now it looks like Holly's really up against the ropes here for the remainder of this one, as it looks like the iRacing.com pace car lights are off once again. It'll be Hughes and Steph in your front row, with Ercolani right there sitting in that 3rd position. Critchley now will be shown 4th, but he's got 4 Mr. Feelgoods. So it's 3 drivers that have not pitted here tonight, and the rest of the field has 4 Feelgoods as they come back into the restart zone. Brandon Hughes is going to smash the gas, is going to go real fast, and at the end of this straightaway out, he'll make a left turn.
He will, but he's got Stefan working to the outside. Oh, there goes Critchley. Critchley gets turned in turn number 2, and he will collect the number 7 of Hasty. It looked like maybe Ercoloni got a little bit loose and touched the left rear quarter panel of the Marconi Setups number 27C, and we are underneath our 5th yellow flag of the evening. Some damage to that 27, so much with the locking up those tires. You gotta wonder if it's gonna hurt those Hoosier Racing tires, but we are slowed once again with a mishap on a restart in turn number 2.
Yeah, let's take a look back here and watch this. Let's see if we can zoom our camera angle out here just a little bit and find what happened. There you see, the 41 goes down. He gets a little tap from the 37, and then around goes Critchley, and he's going to collect the 7 of Hasty. That's not what you want to do on the restart, but let's see if we can go back here. Let's ride a little bit closer here for this one. They're telling me they're going to zoom it in here. And there you see the 41 down to the apron, gets that little bump from the 37, and around goes the 27 into the outside wall. He backs it into the outside wall. At that point, he was good yet, and then when that 7 came in, that's where he got the front-end nose damage.
Yeah, a lot of front-end damage to that 27. He's down on pit road right now. The crew's surveying the damage, seeing if they can get it pulled out, making sure it did not get any of the radiator. He is down and away, staying on the lead lap. So him and Hasty both were down on pit road. We'll see if he comes back down for another trip. The front end still looking pretty mangled on that number 27C as he works down the back stretch. And he stays out on the racetrack for right now. Maybe get caught back up, get a little bit more time. But your new race leader is the number 11 of Michael Stefan. He took the outside line and had it when the yellow flag came out over the 111 of Brandon Hughes. Both of them are the only 2 cars. Well, I guess Ercolini has not come down pit road yet, as of yet either, for those 4 tires. So I kind of like the strategy play, kind of save it. You know you're going to be a little bit slower, but if we catch a yellow flag later on in this event, maybe, just maybe, you'll come out and you'll have those tires and you'll find yourself in victory lane.
Well, now that you talked about Mario, he took the 41 to pit road, Al. He noticed on that restart his car may have slid a little bit, didn't quite get up to speed. So he will go to pit road here. And while we pace under this caution flag, race fans, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to catch our breath and maybe wet the old whistle. We'll be back right here at Nashville.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, race fans. Just in time for the green flag to drop once again. It'll be Stefan hitting the gas as he goes down into turn number 1. He leaves everybody sitting behind him. Here comes Jeff Pogo peeking to the inside down at turn number 1. He's up to third and he's looking for more. He slides it off at turn number 2, though. That's going to give a little bit of room back to the number 111 of Brandon Hughes, as Hughes holds on at the line that time by Stefan Hughes, then Pogo, Shattuck, and Holmes right there sitting in that 5th position. Pogo is not going to give up on that bottom lane. He's going to slide that Dodge down there around turns 1 and 2, and he was able to actually hold ground that time, and now he'll nose ahead down here in 3 and 4.
Definitely seeing the use of those new tires, able to paint that yellow line around the bottom of the racetrack right now. He'll hold on, move into your number 2 position. Here comes Shattuck. Now 1 car down the inside wall. That's the 55 of Little. And yellow flag coming out for the RS button box, number 55 of Jeff Little, as he has come to a stop here, now underway on, but heavy front end damage to the number 55 automobile as he paces here through turns 3 and 4. The driver out of Greenville, South Carolina. Well, they didn't need the business end of the tow hook, but that car has a little bit of more front end damage than he would like.
Yeah, the left front of that RS button box is sticking out a little bit. Little right rear damage also on his machine, as he'll now have to catch the back of the field. That'll give, looks like the Lucky Dog Award will go to the 30 here of Tyler Watts on this one. So he'll go from 4 laps down to 3, now to 2, with another quick caution flag here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And let's take the look back. What happened to Jeremy Little here in this one? He was riding back there right about the 6th position as, it looks like just started to slide that number 55 and hard into the inside wall. 1 contact right there where the cone is, and then another one a little bit farther down on the back straightaway here as he comes to a rest. And, well, it's going to be a challenge now. You just try to get back into the gas. You just want to carry as much momentum as you can around these corners.
Yeah, one thing I noticed there was in the bumps there that we talked about a little bit earlier, as he's coming down pit road right now to see if they can fix some of the damage on the Chevrolet. But he's in those bumps, Roger, and we talked about how bumpy this track is down in 1 and 2. And just maybe got it there. The car got a little upset, a little bit light in the rear end of that number 55, and around it went, and unfortunately kissed the inside wall. Where he hit, there is a metal Armco barrier down there, and it just digs into your car and will tear it apart. So the 55 down here on pit road getting some damage fixed to that RS Buttons Big 10 Super Series, as he'll pull away. They pulled as much damage as they could away, make sure the clearance on the left front so there's no tire rub or chance of blowing a tire here tonight. But his night not going the way he would like it to go.
It is not, and of course there's a sticker on the back of this number 55 RS button box entry of, well, it's Stay Strong Pete, and that's for Pete Polini, one of the fellow iRacers here on the iRacing.com platform, going through some health issues as of late. And Pete, our thoughts, our prayers are with you and your family as you go through your battle, and when you're ready, I believe he's actually still out here battling on iRacing. He's not here tonight, but he's still battling here on the iRacing.com server with a lot of the drivers that you see actually here tonight in competition. But this time by, I believe we're going to get the caution car lights out. They do. The iRacing.com pace car, the Ford Mustang. Al, they're broke again.
Well, yeah, we won't go there. They're off. You know what that means? That means we're going back and racing it. I did find out that in the car, they don't break the lights. There's actually an on and off switch.
And the switch is broken.
Sometimes.
Well, it's a Ford.
It could be. Anyway, it's going to make the R left-hand turn. He'll go look at the electrical work there, but it'll be Stefan and Pogo on the front. Hughes and Shattuck in row number 2. Holmes and Critchley in row number 3. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. We're closing in on the end of this one. 60 laps to go. Pogo with a momentum on the outside. He'll get shot out of a cannon off turn number 2. New race leader down the back stretch.
Jeff Pogo will lead for the first time here tonight as they go down into turns 3 and 4. He's got the fresher tires over the number 11 of Stefan back there, who will ride in second as they cross the line. Pogo officially leads his first official lap here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Shattuck is right there running in position number 3. Hughes is back to running 4th. And take a look who's running there in that 5th position. Where did he come back from? That's the 27C of Critchley. He is sitting there in position number 5 now, trying to work his way back up to where he was at the top spot before the caution flag started to come here right after the halfway point home. I believe that McConey setup shop number 27C still has a lot of momentum that's left underneath her. I don't think she's as beat up and twisted as much as we think.
Definitely a good spot there, but a change for your number 2 position. Here comes Shattuck. He did a nice crossover move 1 lap ago off turn number 2. He'll take that second spot and look to chase down Jeff Pogo down the backstretch to 111 of Stefan. Michael Stefan had to get out of the gas and stay off the outside wall. Off of turn number 2 one last time. One car slow on the front stretch. That's the 41 of Mario Urcolini. Wonder if the engine maybe has expired on that 41. See what happens with him. But we stay green so far. But things starting to tighten up. Out in front of this one, Shattuck is there, and he is knocking at the front door.
Jeff Pogo, don't look in your mirror here as we ride on board with our Johnson chassis onboard camera with Tyler Shattuck. He is sitting in second. He ran second. Oh, as Pogo's sideways that time off of turn number 2 as they go down the back straightaway. The 37 of Shattuck is right there, a half a car length, if that, here as we ride on board with the 37 of Tyler. He'll work down to the bottom side that time out of turn number 4. Both drivers trying different lines here. You see Pogo about a half a car length higher down in turns number 1 and 2 as they work down the back straightaway. Sideways once again, though, out of turn 2 for Jeff Pogo.
Yeah, Shattuck going to take a bid down to the inside. He'll wash up the racetrack there 2 by 2 for your top 4 spots. Is the 111 of Hughes trying to get work underneath the 27C of Critchley. Couldn't quite do it. So Critchley now into your 3rd spot. Tyler Shattuck takes over your race lead. Down the backstretch, 5 cars underneath the blanket. Pogo still working the outside of the racetrack, trying to close it back in on Shattuck. And here comes Critchley. He'll take a look to the inside. Way down to the inside. His entry into turn number 1's going to be a little bit shallow. He doesn't wash up too bad, though, as we got cars crashing. Tyler Watts has come to a stop here once again. And down the front stretches, he'll get pointed in the right direction. But the yellow flag flying for the 7th time here tonight.
So to pour a little salt in the wound there for the number 30 of Tyler Watts. He'll now go a lap down and bring the caution flag out for the 2nd time here tonight. It's our 7th caution flag here on lap number 100 for the Big Ten Super Series tonight, presented by RS Button Boxes here for the money race at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Let's take the look back here. What happened to Watts in that sim pit entry? Down in 3 and 4, it looked pretty good, and then, the old outside wall got him coming out of turn number 4. Right side up onto the wall, spins the sim pit entry around, and had to get it refired, and it was just too long of sitting there. The iRacing official said, put that one out.
Yeah, I had to put it out there as he was able to put it in the right direction. Just a little bit tight on exit, maybe a little bit of that left front, less downforce with a wrinkle up there, and just car climbs the wall and into the inside, and trying to get a taste of that Big Machine vodka down there on the front stretch. But we got pit stops happening. The 111 of Hughes has come down pit road. He'll take 4 tires as he's down and away right now. So Hughes finally coming down with just 50 laps to go to settle this one. Hughes going to have about 25 lap fresher tires than everybody else out there along. Well, Michael Steffen came down pit road as well, Roger, and he took 4 tires. So those two guys on the same tire strategy. And I was going to say during that last run, I was impressed with the driver of the 111 who had older tires running about the same lap times as Shattuck and Critchley and Pogo were. So your top 3 cars which were on fresher tires. Well, they were running about the same lap time. So maybe tires aren't as big of a deal as we think, but we always know new is better.
Yeah, that's what we like to think a lot of times, but Al, that's probably why we're up here, they're down there. They're the ones that are making the decisions. And right now, when they go back racing here with 100, should be about 105 laps completed when we do turn this thing back over to Green Flag Racing. Shattuck has now taken the race lead for the first time as he got around the number 24 of Jeff Pogo. And, of course, Pogo is the biggest mover of the race. He started out towards the back. He has gained 11 spots here as he runs P number 2. Critchley, who led a lot of this race from the drop of the green flag, led to about right around the halfway point before he came down to pit road. And when he came down to pit road, put him a little bit behind, deeper into the field, and then he got turned around down in turn number 1. He has worked his way back. He is now sitting 3rd and looking for more. Still has a very fast car here tonight, even though that McConey setup shop nose is a little beaten and banged. Hasty right there sitting with car number 7. He is up 2 spots sitting with his Fago number 7. That is 4th. That's your top 4 here, as we will get the green flag next time by.
We will. Here's the pace car. Lights have gone out. Maybe ripped out the wires on it this time, Roger.
Well, it's a Ford. Anything's possible. I can tell you, though, that the 41, that Ford Mustang of Ercolani, has got his lap back, so it'll put him back on the lead lap. 10 cars on the lead lap. Watts is 5 laps down, with Eric Hawley still sitting 10 laps down. 1 car out of this event, that is Grant Thomas. He has pulled his machine behind the wall. Green flag back into the air. Under 50 laps to go here tonight, and it will be Tyler Shattuck down into turn number 1. He's going to clip the nose there on the 24 of Jeff Pogo. So your top 4, 5 going to go single file. Then it's Jeremy Little getting around Stephen Holmes on the restart. That'll bump the driver out of Carolina back to running in the 7th spot. The Tickle Zombie entry is sideways that time down out of turn number 4. He's able to hang on to it as Brandon Hughes gets around. Those 4 fresh tires, though, for Hughes, paying off right there at the drop of that green flag.
A little bit of loose that time off turn number 2, though. Clipped the apron on the exit. Upset the car, that number 111 of Brandon Hughes. He's got Michael Steffen and car number 11 right there behind him coming up through. Meanwhile, Shattuck up on the front of this one is we got a pass for second. Critchley working underneath Jeff Pogo as they race down the backstretch. The drag race will be won by the 27C. Pogo really throws it in deep on the outside, but he'll have to relinquish the spot number 2 to Critchley, which now looks to chase down Tyler Shattuck on the front of this one.
So Jeff Pogo, who led this race at one point, now has dropped back to sitting in that 3rd position. Remember, he's on a little bit different tire strategy than Critchley. So Critchley sitting there in 2nd now, going to try and see if he can run down the teammate in that 37 car as Pogo just kind of sits there. Maybe he's taking, oh, what
one
going
car
around?
Sideways. Way at a 112 of Devon Cobb go get tagged by the 111 of Hughes in the turn number 1 there, Roger. Some contact made. The great save by the driver of the 112, but the yellow flag being flown by Barney, the flag man, quick to throw the yellow flag just in case. Because usually when we wreck here at Nashville, it is a big one. Somehow they stayed out of the retaining wall, and everybody keeps pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a very wide track here. It's not like, well, where the NASCAR Cup Series was running today, where in Martinsville you turn around. Out talking about Martinsville, did you see that big wreck in the modified race on Thursday night?
I did. You mean the parking lot off of turn 4?
Exactly. We're not going to have that here tonight because this track is wide enough that if somebody had an issue, they'd be able to get around them. Problem is with this racetrack is the speeds are so fast, you just don't have anywhere to go. Well, let's take the look here and see if we can see what happened with that 111 and the 112 entry. There you see it down into the corner, just that right front to the left rear, and it sent Cobb up the speedway there. Hayden was able to hang on to it. He actually did not even get into the outside wall, but Barney says, go ahead, put it out, because, well, you just never know if that car is going to come back down. Look how sideways he was. And he just hammers down and drives off into the sunset.
Yeah, great job by the number 112 of Devon Cobb there in That 112 automobile, Roger, that if that was you or me, we would have been we would have been going for the ride in the ambulance to the infield care center.
Well, that's why I have that 5-point harness on that big old motion rig that you'd always like to tell everybody about out there. You never know if you get in a wreck like that, if the dang thing's going to flip over. You know how I like to do those dirt races nowadays, and, well, that's some dangerous stuff.
Yeah, you mean the motocross?
Well, that's on Xbox. We don't talk about that. We can't hook that up to the motion rig. It just doesn't work.
Oh, but the key thing is you've tried it.
Well, you have to try everything once, Al. Just like you tried to eat all the ice cream out of the freezer here in the studio.
Well, yeah, but then you yelled at me.
And you got a brain freeze, and we had to de-thaw your head with a towel. So, but nobody coming down pit. Al's over here falling off his chair, race fans. But nobody coming to pit road this time. Right now, it's Shattuck, it's Critchley, it's Pogo, 1, 2, and 3. Hasty's right there in 4th, and waiting to see Brandon Hughes will retain that position for P number 5. Stefan is sitting there in the 6th position with Jeremy Little sitting in 7th. Hayden Cobb is back to running in the 8th position, while Stephen Holmes has dropped to 9th here. Remember when Holmes was battling to go into the top 5 just a little while ago? And now he's back here just trying to hang on to the top 10. One driver that did get a lap back, though, I don't know if you saw it over the race control note there, but Eric Holly, 9 laps down now, as actually the 30 of Watts is still sitting down on pit road. So now Holly is back into that catbird seat, only 9 laps behind, and he's picked up another spot by staying out.
Yeah, so, well, he's got a shot. 9 more yellows. I don't think we're going to have enough time for 9 more yellows. We're going to working with just about 35 laps to go when the green flag drops. Roger, this one's quickly coming to an end, and we've got the cream of the crop up at the top of this one right now. We've got Shattuck and Critchley on road number 1, Pogo and Hasty road number 2, Stefan and Hughes in road number 3, Little and Devin Cobb in row number 4. Green flag is back out, and the 37 of Shattuck maybe missing the gear there, kind of shut down on that restart, and that made Critchley have to check up. Pogo down to the inside. Here comes Hasty on the outside. Drag race in the turn number 3. Pogo works the bottom of the racetrack.
Pogo's hopping on that pogo stick right now, coming to the front of the field once again here. He restarted in 3rd, but he's looking for a 2nd. Can he hop high enough? He will not. Critchley going to take the nose off that pogo stick and drop him back to 3rd. Here comes Mike Hasty. Hasty working, well, he was peeking to the outside and then fell back into line. There's the 111 of Brandon Hughes. Hughes going to work down to the bottom side of the speedway. Here comes also the 11 of Stefan. Remember, those drivers all have the fresher tires right now here tonight, as it's coming down to crunch time, as we will find out one of them complete sideways, about 55 degrees sideways. That was, I believe, was that the 111 of Brandon Hughes? Everybody had to check up there. That's going to allow your top 3 to check out.
Yeah, Hughes got on the gas pedal a little bit too hard off of turn number 2, 1 lap ago. 1 car up the racetrack, that was Jeremy Little. He'll lose 4 spots down the backstretch, but Hughes lost a lot of ground there. The 7 of Hasty had to hit the hooks, and the 11 of Stefan nowhere to go. A little bit of a bumper tag. Somehow they were able to keep it pointed in the right direction, and now they look to chase down your top 3. It is Shattuck and Critchley up on the front of this one as they work in the turn number 3. Pogo about 5 car lengths back in 3rd spot, and Hughes still digging in that number 111, trying to find him to go with just 31 laps to go.
Right now, last time by, the fastest car on the speedway was actually Mike Hasty, and he actually turned his fastest lap of the race. And, well, the second fastest car, that was the 111 of Brandon Hughes, who is reeling in. The number 24 of Jeff Pogo, as I believe Mario having an issue in his number 41 entry. It has not been the night here for the driver of that 41, as he'll actually pull to pit road. He will lose 1 lap as your race leaders are coming into turns 3 and 4 right now. So Mario going to pull it to pit road with the 41.
Battle starting to shape up for that 3rd spot. Jeff Pogo has business partner in the back pocket now. The 111 of Hughes trying to find a way around that Dodge SRT number 4 as they work down in the turn number 3. It'll be the 111 of Hughes really getting through the corner a lot better right now. A little bit of electrical issue right there, blink moment, but We'll keep it pointed in the right direction. Working lap 123. Can Hughes get by the 24 of Pogo? You know, Hughes right now, one of the faster cars on the racetrack. But can he get by? He'll make the cut down not low off of turn number 4.
As he makes that cut down to the inside, here he comes trying to get around Jeff Pogo, and that'll be the battle for the 3rd spot. It's the final podium position here tonight as we are closing in on just 26 laps to go. It'll be 26 at the line this time by, and, well, Shattuck right now is out front here as these guys are going to switch that spot there. Pogo's going to try and cross it over. Not going to quite be able to do it. Look at the 11, though. Here comes Michael Steffen. He'll work to the inside here now to pick up position number 5. Dropping Hasty back there to that 6th spot. So right now, everybody trying to move, shake, and work a deal right now as it is the closing laps of this one.
Yeah, right now your top 3 cars running at about identical lap times, but can Hughes make a move? As you see the 7 of Hasty had a moment off of turn number 2, able to gather it back in, lose some ground to that back side of the number 11 of Steffen as they'll lose touch with that 5th position. But up front, things starting to really tighten up. Critchley sees the 111 of Hughes starting to get bigger in his rearview mirror. He says it's time to go as he starts to pressure the 37S of Shattuck as they come here. 23 laps to go.
23 laps to go around this historic Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway where super late model racing reigns supreme. Who will park it in victory lane here tonight in the Nashville 150 for the Big Ten Super Series? Tonight presented by RS Button Boxes. 22 laps to go, and car number 37 is out front here. And it's not by a whole heck of a lot. You might be able to put one super late model in between your top 2, but fastest car on the speedway is he's all the way back running into that 5th position. It's the number 11 of Michael Steffen, but he is too far back, I think, at this point to really make a bid for the race win here, as he's still got to get around Jeff Pogo, who, well, they're on different tire strategies. Pogo's on a little bit older tires. He came down, I believe it was on lap 72, to put 4 tires on that number 24, and Steffen came down to lap 100, so he has the freshest tires out of your top 5 drivers, along actually with Brandon Hughes. He pitted on that same lap.
Right now, your top 3 cars running 19 flats around the racetrack. Everybody kind of stalemated out right at the moment with 20 laps to go. The 27C of Critchley starting to close in, but we got a side-by-side battle for that 4th spot. Pogo to the outside. Here comes Steffen to the inside. Steffen will clear him in the turn number 1. Pogo going to get the momentum built up on the outside. Can't quite do it. He'll try to do the crossover. They'll have to tuck it back in line in the turn number 3.
How much did Pogo use those tires up? We know they're on different tire strategies, but how much is actually left in that number 24 of Jeff Pogo? We talked about how he is well known for saving tires here on iRacing, but, well, Al, maybe you can answer this one too. Does the new super late model have the new version 7 tire model built into them?
They do, yes. Right now, it's really easy to wear them out. You can blow a tire if you go down too far. So these drivers right now, if you overheat them, get them out in the racing groove, you'll definitely feel the difference in those tires, and you got to really take care of them. Right now, the 37S of Shattuck still showing the way. Pogo falling back to that 5th spot here as you see him losing touch with the 11. Hasty will be the next car that he will encounter right behind him in car number 7. And then it's Devin Cobb there in the number 112 following in the 7th position. Holmes runs 8th, and Little rounds out 9th, your last car on the lead lap. So he works down here in the turn number 3. The top 2 cars now starting to strap it up. Hughes has fallen off the pace here with 15 laps to go. Hughes has lost the mojo in that number 111, but Critchley trying to find a way around Shattuck here with 14 laps to go.
14 laps to go that time at the line, and these 2 Makoni setup shop drivers, the 37S and the 27C right now, are the class of the field all night long. If it wasn't Critchley leading it, it was Shattuck leading it, and right now it's going to be Shattuck that time at the line for 13 laps to go here tonight. And you're right, Al, taking a look, and it still looks like these 2 drivers are starting to pull away. There's Eric Holly coming back out of pit road. He is being shown 12 laps down right now in the 10th position. It looks like Ercolani is out of this one, Watts is out of this one, and so is Thomas. So 3 drivers will not get to finish here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds, as this time by, when we do get back to the start-finish line, it'll just be double ones with 11 laps to go.
11 laps to go. Is Critchley just kind of holding him at bay, not showing his cards yet. With 11 laps to go, Shattuck unable to shake him right now as they run 1-2 off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch is the train up front. The Marconi setup shots leading the way. The top 2 drivers as they work off the corner. It'll be the high 5 times 2. 10 laps to go this time by for the Big Ten Super Series.
Of course, it's the first showing on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Big Ten Super Series, and we're glad to have them. And with 10 laps to go, race fans, we can tell you that there is 23 spots taken for the Big Ten Super Series that will air here starting on, I believe it's the April the 25th, when their first race of their season is coming. So if you're interested in super late model short track racing action, we are going to bring you the Big Ten Series all 10 weeks coming up here. And 23 out of 28 drivers signed up, so there's still a couple slots if you would like to get your name registered in to run for the season. Payouts at the end of the season going to the top drivers of the series, and we're going to see about half the field here that is here tonight in that season, as there's a battle for that 3rd position now. These 2 drivers, I think I just saw their names come across that registration form. So Michael Steffen and Brandon Hughes are running side by side, and it's 7 laps to go.
7 laps to go, and they have a great drag race in the turn number 1. The 111 of Hughes works the outside of the racetrack, keeping Steffen pinned down to the inside. And a little bit out of shape there was Hughes. The Hughes going to slide back to the 4th position, as Steffen should have him cleared, this time off turn number 3. Off and down the front stretch, it'll be Steffen moving into that 3rd and final podium spot, trying. Now, does he have enough time with 6 laps to go? Can he clear the 111 of Hughes? Hughes a little bit out of shape that time. High, wide, and handsome. Smoking the right rear off turn number 2.
This time by, it's the high. How are you? 5 laps to go from the flag stand. Shattuck, Critchley still out front here with 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 laps to go. And Al, how many miles of racing do we have left at 4?
2.
Look at that, race fans. Al is still high, wide, handsome as always with us here tonight in the Turn 3 studio. It's just 4 laps to go, and this is the battle for the race lead. We're going to keep it peeled right here for your 3.5 laps remaining tonight. Shattuck leading them down into turn 3.
You see Critchley kind of back up the corner. He gets a good run through the corner. Shattuck protecting the inside line off turn number 4. 3 laps to go. If Critchley is going to get by Shattuck, it's going to be on the outside. That time, down the backstretch, right down to the pit of paper between them. Critchley will back it off early, get a run through the corner up to the high side. 2 laps to go. This time off the corner, Barney displays the parallel flags.
So with 2 laps to go, it comes down to just 2 cars. Shattuck still leading the way in his Marconi setup, shop number 37S. The 27C, though, of Critchley has been, well, right alongside him as the class of the field here tonight. This time, out of turn number 4, the white flag will be displayed. 1 more lap. Who will win it? Here comes Critchley. He'll take the bid to the inside down to turn number 1. He won't be able to do it. Shattuck going to close the door. He'll slam it. That time, Critchley going to get a little piece of the apron down there in turn number 2. That may have just thrown the race away. Final time through 3 and 4, and out of turn number 4. It'll be Tyler Shattuck picking up the win here on the Nashville 150 for the Big Ten Super Series. Tyler Shattuck is your winner with Curtis Critchley in second. Michael Stefan sitting there in that 3rd position. Brandon Hughes was 4th. Jeff Poga was 5th. Hayden Cobb was sitting there in 6th. Mike Hasty was in the 7th position. Stephen Holmes is going to come home 8th. 9th will go to the 55 of Jeremy Little as he will round out the drivers on the lead lap. We're sitting there in 10th position here tonight. It will be Eric Holly. Mario Ercolani will come home in position number 11 with Tyler Watson 12th and Grant Thomas sitting there in 13th. Those are, of course, your unofficial results here tonight, race fans, as these drivers will all come down to the front straight away. We will get an interview with all 3 of your top drivers here tonight from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Shattuck looks like he's going to rev it up, dump the clutch, and he'll do a little burnout for us, race fans. That is your winner, the Marconi Setup Shop driver out of California, he will win the Nashville 150. We're going to take a quick break here from the Nashville Fairgrounds, and we'll be back with, well, your post-race show to talk to your top 3 finishers tonight.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds tonight for the Big Ten Super Series money race here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Brought to us tonight, though, by RS Button Boxes. Race fans, 150 laps have been completed. Let's go down trackside and talk to your top 3 podium finishers. Let's start things off with the driver that is sitting in victory lane. He drives the number 37 McConey Setup Shop entry. Tyler, congratulations here tonight as you are the winner at Nashville. Tell us about those closing laps, though, here, because you had your teammate at Critchley breathing down your neck.
Yeah, that he gave me a good run there at the end. The car was pretty stinking loose getting in, and there was a couple times he could have got to me there, but yeah, man, it was a good show. Fun race there.
One heck of a show. Now, you know, the rule of thumb always is when it comes down to the end of the race and the teammates are racing, you know, you still play nice. Was there any doubt in the mind, though, that Critchley might dive it down to the inside and get there?
I mean, we were playing pretty nice there, and I in my head, the last 4 or 5 laps, I didn't know where we were at, honestly, because I was paying attention to what the car was doing. But the last 4 or 5 laps, in my opinion, it's as long as you're not wrecking each other, it's have at it as teammate, you know. And he did, and he's an awesome teammate. So.
Well, you were able to hold him off here tonight, so you will win. I believe if I'm told right from Jerry, our stat guy, you know, we've already had this talk, Al and I, tonight. Jerry's not the most reliable stat guy that we have here at the network, but I believe $40 is going to be coming your way here tonight from the money race, and that's not a bad payday here.
No, that's good. Good deal for sure. I appreciate them for putting us on. It's a really good show.
Well, congratulations here tonight, Tyler. We're going to roll the red carpet out, hand you the microphone. Is there anybody on the side of this 37S, though, tonight that you got to give the big shout-outs, thank yous to for helping you out?
Definitely got to thank CGE, Curtis, and all the guys helping me out, get better as a driver and a chassis guy. McConey Setup Shop for all that they do, all the whole team over there, builders, and Jeff leading the helm there. eSpeed Sport is another league, so if you're looking for a league, look them up and hit up Rocky Hartpence. He's a good dude, and he'll get you squared away with whatever you need there.
There you hear it tonight from your winner. He wins here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. He drives the 37S for the McConey Setup Shop. Critchley engineering car. This is the 37S of Tyler Shattuck. He will win tonight here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Congratulations to him and that whole crew here as they pretty much dominated out front because, Al, if it wasn't Tyler out front, it was the guy standing there next to you in second place.
Yeah, we're caught up down here on the front stretch with the driver of the 27C of Curtis Critchley. And Curtis, we thought you had something for him there, but talk us through those last few laps here. You were all over the backside of Tyler. What did you need out of this 27C to make a run for the win here tonight?
I think definitely the track position was big key here. Managed to get behind Tyler on that, and then just basically was in the final laps, just kind of hoping for a big mistake from him. You can't really put the bumper to anybody here at Nashville just because you're going so fast that if you do put the bumper to them, you are going to send them into the fence. So hoping I could have made a run for him, but great win to Tyler.
We saw you go into the spin cycle there and had some front end damage to that automobile. Did that hurt the performance of the Chevrolet here tonight?
I didn't feel it too much. I definitely felt the tires didn't have as much grip from the just locking her down and sliding them across. But other than mechanical, there was no tow out damage or steering damage at all that really would have messed the car or engine. So that was pretty lucky on my part because I just backed in the fence the tiniest bit.
They come home with a nice second place finish. You're going to get a little bit of that green moolah that they like to hand out here with the Big Ten Super Series, and it's got to help the one spot short, but you overall 1-2 finish here for you and your teammate.
Oh yeah, I'm so stoked that we had a great showing here today. I really loved coming here to Nashville. It's held a couple world records here, and I just pride myself on doing well here. And I'd like to thank Critchley Gallant Engineering, McConey Setup Shop for all the work they do for us. Martin Sports Apparel, if you need any t-shirts or any hats designed up, hit them up. Shenandoah Shine, great community of racers over there. And also Beeley Farms. And finally, I'd just like to give a shout out to Pete Pelini. Stay strong, buddy. We're all cheering for you here.
Well, there you have it. There we all have Pete in our mind here. Roger is now, that is your second place finish. Curtis Critchley coming home in P number 2. And I believe you've caught up with our third place driver here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Yeah, rounding out the top 3, it's going to be the number 11 here of Michael Steffen. Michael, a great run here and one fast hot rod at the end of this one. You're going to come up short, though. It took you a while to come back through the field, especially having to pass Jeff Pogo, one of the wiliest veterans here on iRacing, get around, and then Brandon Hughes, also one of those drivers that you're probably very well known here on the short track circuit side of things. What more did you need, though, to get up there and battle with Shattuck and Critchley?
Another rocket ship. Those guys are quick, so I know Brandon and myself didn't have anything for those guys. Brandon being a team of mine, but hats off to those guys, always super fast. Yeah, but otherwise that was a good run. Our little strategy with the tires kind of worked out, and we were betting on cautions there. That kind of helped us out to be a little fresher at the end. So that was kind of the key to getting back up there.
And yeah, you did get there, maybe just a little bit short here tonight with that strategy. But looking forward, any short track racing plans coming up here for you?
Yeah, always. We a couple of myself and the other guys run the short track Super League, so we we're used to Nashville, used to a bunch of bull rings and stuff like that. So this would be more of our forte. But yeah, no, we try to get definitely these guys put on a great show, so we're looking forward to get back to the Big Ten Super Series ASAP as well.
Well, congratulations, Michael, on your third place finish. Is there anybody, though, that you really got to give the shout outs that turn the wrenches over there with the crew?
Yeah, just the boys at Moneymakers Motorsports and Rocket Nation. Those guys help out and support. So those two groups can't go wrong.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. That is your top 3 finishers here tonight at the Nashville 150 for the Big Ten Super Series. Al, it was one heck of a show. Take a quick look, race fans, at your unofficial race results that we will be leaving here at Nashville. But Al, it was one heck of a show here. For the first time showing these guys on the air here for all of our Turn 3 fans. And, I mean, short track racing action, what more would you have wanted?
Yeah, not much. We had a little bit of everything that we loved. We saw side-by-side racing. We saw, some contact. We saw some tempers flaring. Everything that you come to expect at short track racing. But overall, what a great night of racing. Congratulations to Tyler Shattuck and for just pulling off the win here. You heard in the interview how much it meant to him and his team just to be able to come out here and beat some of the best drivers on the iRacing service.
Well, race fans, that's about going to do it here from Nashville. But if you are interested in joining the Big Ten Super Series, make sure you hit up Jeremy Little over here, and he can get you pointed into the right direction, or contact us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll get you pointed over there to Jeremy and the whole Big Ten Super Series crew. But we got to thank all the sponsors that are behind the scenes here to make all this possible. We got to thank the guys over at RS Button Boxes for their continued support with the Big Ten Super Series. Of course, Right Go E Performance. Make sure to check them out because they are with you to Winner's Circle. We got to thank Johnson's Chassis Inc. And, of course, where Al's going after this one, race fans, he's going to be headed to the Karma Salon and Day Spa. He'll be going to get his nails done right after this one because he's been biting them all race long with all the racing action that's been going on out there on the Speedway. But for everybody at those sponsors, and of course the Big Ten Super Series, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, that's Al Smith, I'm Roger Muth, and we hope you enjoyed the program here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And until we see you on April the 25th, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you at the races.